Hello everyone, my name is Vasundhara and today I am going to present you how to lower blood pressure through lifestyle recommendation and diet modification. So before we learn that, let us first know what is blood pressure. So can anybody here tell me what is blood pressure and what are the readings when you go to physician's office? That's right. Yes, 120 by 80. That's correct. Yes. So the blood pressure is the force of your blood pushing against the walls of your arteries, and it changes throughout the day based on your activities. So it is recorded as two number. The first is systolic blood pressure, and that indicates how much pressure your blood is exerting against your artery walls when the heart beats. The second is diastolic blood pressure. That is the second number. That indicates how much pressure your blood is exerting against your artery wall while the heart is resting between beats. So the normal readings are the systolic is 120 and diastolic should be 80 or both of them lower. So the high blood pressure is called hypertension, which is the blood pressure that is higher than normal, that is higher than 120 by 80. So the higher your blood pressure levels, the more risk you have for other health problems such as heart disease, heart attack and stroke. So making healthful changes in your eating and exercise habit is an excellent step to lower the high blood pressure. So let us learn what are the things we can do and follow to make sure that we can be successful in lowering our high blood pressure. So the first is body weight. Blood pressure rises with the body weight. So losing body weight is one of the best ways to improve your number. According to national guidelines and recent research, losing weight can lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. The second is exercise. Well, exercise is a powerful medicine. Exercise can help you maintain healthy weight and lower your blood pressure. You should try to get moderate intensity aerobic exercise at least 2.5 hours per week or vigorous intensity aerobic exercise for 1 hour and 15 minutes per week. So the aerobic exercise are such as brisk walking or any exercise which your heart beats harder and you use more oxygen than usual. So walking briskly for 20 minutes to 45 minutes 5 or 6 days a week can help in lowering high blood pressure. You can combine with aerobic activities such as walking, swimming, running or biking, or you can also do some resistant exercise with that such as lifting light weights. Yes. So the third is sodium. Yeah, but the sodium can be a culprit. The excess of sodium in our diet comes from the salt which causes too much of fluid to collect in our body. This can be harmful to your organs such as kidney, liver and heart. Too much of sodium in our diet raises blood pressure. So cutting down the sodium can lower the blood pressure and reduce risk of having heart attack. Can someone tell me the ways which we can apply in our day-to-day life where we can reduce our sodium consumption? Yes, that's right. You can use lemon as seasoning for stir frying vegetable. Yes, that's right. You can also use garlic and pepper in place of salt. You can also use canned vegetable and fruits with no added salt. So whenever you buy canned vegetable and fruit, make sure you check in the label. There should be no added salt in that. And use dried herbs and spices for seasoning such as dry ginger powder, dry mustard and oregano. So all these tips and tricks can be useful while replacing the salt, and it will make sure that you consume lower sodium in your diet. Well, the fourth is serving size. It is an important factor in your diet. You should compare the amount of food you normally eat to the serving size listed on the label. Eating large serving or portion can lead to the weight gain. The larger your portions are, the more calories you eat. So before I start with the diet modification, I want you to learn about some simple serving size which you can learn with your hand. So the 1 cup size measurement is your fist. So your fist is 1 cup measurement. And 1 ounce is your meaty part of your thumb. So this part collects as 1 ounce. The 1 tablespoon measurement is your thumb. can you see this part is your 1 tablespoon. The 1 teaspoon is the tip of your index finger. So 1 tablespoon is this part, the tip of the whole part of this thumb, from your knuckle to the pinpoint of your thumb. And then 1 teaspoon is the tip of your index finger. And 1 to 2 ounces of food, for example, which can be used for measuring nuts and pretzel, is your cupped hand. So this can be a 1 to 2 ounces. And for your meat, fish and poultry measurement, so 3 ounces of meat is the palm of your hand. Yeah, so this is all the serving size measurement you can use by using your hand. So this is all recommended when you use DASH diet. So what is DASH? So DASH is an acronym for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. So the DASH diet is a lifelong approach to healthy eating that is designed to help treat or prevent high blood pressure. The DASH diet encourages to reduce the sodium in your diet and eat variety of foods that is rich in nutrients such as potassium, calcium and magnesium. So a recommended servings from each food group for 2000 calorie a day DASH diet looks, for example, the grains has to be 6 to 8 servings a day. Grains can include bread, cereal, rice or pasta. So examples of 1 serving of grains include 1 slice of whole wheat bread or 1 ounce of dry cereal or a half cup cooked cereal, rice or pasta. So we should focus on whole grains because they have more fiber and nutrients than the refined grains. For example, you can use brown rice instead of white rice, a whole wheat pasta instead of regular pasta, and whole grain bread instead of white bread. So always look for the products labeled 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat. So grains are naturally low in fat, and keeping them this way by avoiding butter, cream and cheese sauces can really help you to give a recommended calorie in a controlled portion. The second is vegetables. So vegetables is recommended in DASH diet to be 4 to 5 servings a day. Vegetables like tomatoes, carrots, broccoli, sweet potatoes and greens and other vegetables are full of fiber, vitamins, such minerals as potassium and magnesium as well. So don't think of vegetables only as a side dishes. A hearty blend of vegetables served over brown rice or whole wheat noodles can serve as a main dish for the meal. Fresh and frozen vegetables are both good choices. When buying frozen and canned vegetable, choose those labeled as low sodium or without salt. So examples of 1 serving for vegetable is 1 cup, that is 1 cup as I showed you the first part, 1 cup of raw leafy green vegetables or a half cup cut up raw or cooked vegetables. Now, does anyone have any doubt? Because as I mentioned before, I said 1 cup is a feast part. So what about half cup? So the half cup is this portion. This portion can be used for the measurement of half cup. Okay, so the servings for vegetables are 1 cup raw leafy green vegetables or a half cup cut up raw or cooked vegetables. So to increase the number of servings you fit in daily, be creative. In a stir fry, for instance, cut the amount of meat in half and double up on the vegetables. So the next is fruits. You should include fruits 4 to 5 servings a day. Many fruits need little preparation to become a healthy part of meal or snack. As I said, they are packed with fiber, potassium, magnesium, and typically they are low in fat. So examples of 1 serving includes 1 medium fruit. You can take any fruit like apple, medium one, orange, any fruit. 1 medium fruit or a half cup fresh frozen or canned fruit or 4 ounces of juices. So always have a piece of fruit with meals and 1 as a snack. Then round out your day with a dessert of fresh fruits. Leave on edible peels wherever possible, because those peels of like apple, pears and most fruit add interesting texture to the recipes and contain healthy nutrient and fiber. Dairy. Dairy should be included 2 to 3 servings a day. Low fat or fat free frozen yogurt can help you boost the amount of dairy products you eat while offering a sweet treat. Add fruit for a healthy twist. If you have trouble digesting dairy products, always choose a lactose free product or consider taking an over the counter product that contains the enzyme lactase, which can reduce or prevent the symptoms of lactose intolerance. Always go easy on regular and even fat free cheeses because they are typically high in sodium. And one serving of dairy includes 1 cup, that is 1 cup of skim or 1% milk, or 1 cup of low fat yogurt, or 1.5 ounces of part skim cheeses. So the next is the lean meat, poultry and fish. That is, meat can be rich source of protein, B vitamins, iron and zinc. Choose lean varieties and aim for no more than 6 ounces serving a day. Cutting back on your meat portion will allow room for more vegetables. Remember, so this is the 3 ounces for the meat. So this you can calculate, the palm of your hand can calculate as 3 ounces of meat. So the daily servings is 6 1 ounce serving of fever a day for the lean meat and poultry. So the next is nuts, seeds and legumes. So almonds, sunflower seeds, kidney, beans, peas, lentils and all other foods in this family are good sources of magnesium, potassium and protein. You can include nuts, seeds and legumes at least 4 to 5 servings a week. Now the examples of 1 servings of nuts are 1/3 cup nuts, 2 tablespoon seeds or nut butters, or half cup cooked beans or peas. And the last is fats and oil, that is, you should be using only 2 to 3 servings a day. Fat helps your body absorb essential vitamins and help your body's immune system. But too much of fat increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes and obesity. So the DASH diet strives for healthy balance by limiting total fat to less than 30% of daily calories from fat, with a focus on healthier monosaturated fats. So the examples of 1 serving of fat is 1 teaspoon of, this is 1 teaspoon, that is the finger point, that is tip of your finger thing, that is your teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of soft margarine and 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise or 2 tablespoon of salad dressing. So always, that is most important, ask your doctor or dietitian to help start with the DASH diet. They can tell you how many calories you need each day to maintain or to get a healthy weight, and then they can help you to plan meals with the foods you enjoy that also meets with the DASH guidelines. And next is drink alcohol moderately to reduce the risk of high blood pressure. According to guidelines, consumption as an average of no more than 2 drinks are allowed per day for men and 1 drink per day for women. So drinking more than a moderate amount increases the risk of high blood pressure. And the last but not least is managing your stress. So learning how to relax and manage stress can improve your emotional and physical health and lowers your high blood pressure. Stress management techniques include exercising, listening to music, focusing on something calm or peaceful, even engaging in your hobbies and meditating. So you can follow all this recommendation, that is lifestyle modifications and diet modification, to lower your high blood pressure. Thank you for watching me.